something that you mentioned, that this information needs to be accessible to even to the younger generations, to everyone, either male or female. But the retreat is focused on the information is also geared to the women, because they are the birthers of civilization, of new civilization. And it's very, very important for we as women to be able to reconnect with those aspects of us that we've been disconnected from. Example, like, so when we are connected with that, we can speak with that innate power, not the political power, not the external power, but the inner power that we have with that knowledge from within as we speak our truth. I feel this is where the civilization, the birthing of that new civilization would come out of.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I think in doing things like what you're doing and going to Egypt and focusing on women, I think we need to focus on women for a minute here.
Yeah.
You know, because everything else, everything's always focused on everything else. We don't even have proper medical care. We've only really been in research study since 1993, you know, officially. So a focus on women is essential. But what we're saying about what you're talking about, also making it accessible to the younger generations, because they are so much more forward than any of us, and then that any of us give them credit for. And then a lot of them don't know just how special they really are. And you know, the saying, the children is our future, is for a reason. You know, every child that's born is their parent, but better.
Talking about every child that's born, so this is an aspect too of healing, the womb healing, because as women, we're not only talking about the spiritual aspect, but what about the traumas of childbirth, how the child was conceived, the partner or partners, of how the birthing came about. All of this is what we will also be addressing as part of healing our womb space. It's going deep, and that is why the scale of consciousness is, to a degree, has given us some visuals of how we can start to understand what is stored in our physical body, let alone our mental and emotional bodies. You know, this is really huge. There's a lot of disconnects, even in the spiritual community as well, where we talk about, you know, where there's a talk about, you know, going into that higher consciousness and really expressing ourselves through there. But I also feel like the lower aspects of that, the physical aspect of that, we need to address that, because this is our grounding. Our physical body is the connectivity to that aspect of ourselves. Without going into my technical spiritual talk, I just want to keep it very, very light and the language very light and accessible, without going deep into it. Of course, we will be going deeper into things like this during the retreat in Egypt. But for the purpose of this conversation, I know a lot of people will be listening to this conversation as well. So we need to make that a bit more audibly accessible in terms of in terms of what we are saying without being inauthentic, without diluting or dumbing down what we are trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Keep the message very clear.
Yeah, simple,
and
clear, and accessible.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of I know this is we are talking specifically about women here, and we're empowering women. The reason why my work is more focused on women is for those reasons that I've mentioned, because they are the birthers of civilization. You know, they hold the codes, the key to the new civilization, especially when you see a woman is the first place, the mother is the first place where life begins, where the nurturing, where the compassion, where the opening, where the acceptance begin. So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying that um, other people are excluded, but that innate role of the feminine is very, very important in society to be able to uphold the
Yeah.
of the feminine in our modern society, not in the, if I am bringing the patriarchy way, not in the patriarchy system, but the organic feminine role,
Which is being attacked on a daily basis.
which is being attacked.
It's
Exactly.
been attacked, you know, it's been attacked for a very long time.
Yes.
Motherhood is a job in itself, and it's
Yes.
not given any kind of, not that we're asking for a reward or anything, but just any kind of recognition. You know,
Yeah.
you have Mother's Day, which is just a corporate, another corporate way of making money. It's not really about mothers. It's about corporations making money.
Yes.
It's
And
got
that's an
nothing to do
example.
with motherhood.
Exactly.
and
And that's
and
an
actually
example.
taking back days like that, take that power back as well. You know, we need to take a step away from what the world views as feminism, because feminism as it stands is patriarchal in itself. It's not actually, feminism is not actually for women. It's about uh women being included in the society as it's set up, and the society as it's set up doesn't actually include women as a whole entity. It only includes women as an object.
Yeah.
You know, we're not we're not you know, when we're in positions of power, it's viewed as, oh, wow, look at that. Still now it's 2020 2023. It's an amazing thing to see a woman as a mechanic or a crane driver, or do you know what I mean? It painting and decorating. I'm still taxi drivers, like things that you would automatically think a man would do. Women can do them too, but we still live in a society, even with the feminism that we have, that says, oh well, women can choose what they want to do, but then they still have to be told what to do at the same time.
Yes. You've raised a
You know,
very
it's
important,
very
you've raised a very,
confusing.
yeah,
It's
you've raised
very,
a
very, very
very,
confusing. It's
you've,
very confusing. It's disheartening. It makes young girls extremely I don't know how the girls are coming up now, are coming up, because it's hard enough for when I'm 36. It's hard enough when I was coming up, and the society now, how they view women and how they have little girls acting is crazy to me. It's so outside of what I'm even used to. It's changed that much in the last 20 years that I can say this world looks completely different
yeah.
to what I grew up in.
And you know that phrase where they said anything a man can do, a woman can also do. And there's another phrase again that says, women are comparing themselves to men. Women compare. I just feel that these are very, very dangerous axiom or notion as a woman, because, and this is the reason for one of my, for my work, and for this retreat. If we truly know, if women truly know the power that they hold, it cannot be compared to anything, to anyone. And the reason why some people talk about that, it's because, again, they have been disconnected from the power of their womb. In ancient times, women are the birthers of civilization. And we are at a cusp of the transition into a new civilization. And this is why women need to come into that their power, not the power that is given to them within the patriarchy system, not the power that is set up for women in the patriarchy system, because, as you mentioned, there is control of the feminine power. Her true power is still suppressed, even in the so-called feminism movements, because all these are creations of the patriarchy system to just say, okay, you women take this and keep quiet and just shut up. You know, we've listened to you. Yes, you've got Mother's Day. Yes, you've got Women's Day. But all of these are laced with patriarchal ideologies, notions within them. And this is why till today you have subsets of the world and around the world, there is no true voice of the matriarch. Because when the true voice of the matriarch is awakened, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. We wouldn't be having this conversation about what is going on with women in the world.
Yeah, exactly. If women knew just how much power they had, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in right now.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have phrases like thoughts, modern women, hot girl summers, twerking, all these things that our daughters are being exposed to from such a young age.
Yeah.
And it's being normalized. And it's being normalized under the guise of empowerment in itself. You know, it's now empowering to be half naked and taking thirst straps and posting that on a daily basis on your socials, and
yes,
talking about your sexual exploits and encounters in the most graphic, vile, open way. And it's because it's being portrayed as doing this is empowering. It's why women kind of have that sense. Because I get it's a confidence. It could be a confidence booster because a lot of because people don't put no focus on themselves. A lot of the things that we do come from the yearning and the attention that is craved from men.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like we don't have that within ourselves to validate ourselves. So in order to feel that empowerment, we must get that validation from men, which is kind of why we do this, like this whole sexual thing is being used as empowerment, because it's being disguised. That craving of attention and the validation from that attention is being masked as empowerment.
Yes.
Where your empowerment is actually comes from abstaining,
within,
from
yes,
celibacy, from only giving it to a very specific person, you
yeah,
know, and actually creating a bond with that person, and having that on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, where it's supposed to be set, not in this very low vibrational kind of despair that everyone kind of is in
yeah,
when it comes to relations.
yeah.
And
And
that's
I
just not
see,
just with between men and women, that's like women and women as well, because there's a lot of hatred within women to women. Like there's a lot of hatred that's there. It's very, like, these days it's becoming more and more rare to find women that actually genuinely try to uplift themselves, each other, sorry. um some women are actually out here uplifting, and they're not actually uplifting, because behind closed doors they're doing all this nastiness. You know, you've got women that purposely go for other women's husbands. You've got girls that will, you know, just it's just mean, and so we've been pitted against each other as well. It's like I imagine it like a gladiator theatre in Roman days, and they've just got, instead of a bunch of men fighting lions, it's just women being pitted against each other. Oh well, that one's, you're skinny, you're fat, go and fight. You've got long hair, you've got short hair, go and fight. You've got this skin, you've got that skin, go and fight. Do you know what I mean? It's just that that divide that there's there within womanhood itself.
yeah, even in, I mean, even this is even in same gender relationships as well. All of this plays out. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
affects our body, mind, and spirit. So this is where
Yeah.
the solution, so the solution that we are proposing is the healing of the woman, the healing of the complete woman. So there's a phrase in something that I saw: heal the womb and you heal the woman. The majority of this, all of the issues that you've mentioned, right? The majority of it comes from understanding ourselves as uh, as the non-physical being, as energetic being, and innately knowing that the non-physical controls the physical at all times. But I feel that in modern day, there's a lot of emphasis on the physical is who you are, what you can see, feel, and touch. That is all. And this is why people can behave in certain way and saying, okay, we only have one life. You know, I only live once. And so what? I have the free card. I have the tickets to do whatever I want to do. And that's it. As long as I've finished, when I've lived my life in this life, that's it. You know, so some are taking this notion of their life experience as there's only one stab at it, and that's it. So everything, all of their vices and their goods and their virtues uh, are in their experience, versus someone who has the notion that the non-physical controls the physical at all times. So, and this is why the work that we do is addressing the body, mind, and spirit. So I do major work. I do a lot of transformative work on the soul and spiritual side, which then affects the physical aspect of it. So the womb healing is spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, to address the whole woman as opposed to an aspect of her. I know that some people have been doing some work around body, mind, which is really, really great. But largely, majority of this work needs to really come out from a place of a true and authentic self.
And so how do you be true and authentic?
It's very simple and yet complicated as well. Why I said it's very simple is when I mention it's very simple is the work is to remove all of the barriers to falseness. So for instance, I'll just mention a simple example, right? So, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not condoning, I'm not, not condoning. I'm not saying that is bad. Of course, it is good where a woman wants to prettify her external body, wear all of the makeup, dress and wear the most expensive gear, the most expensive labels, have all of those labels. But my question is, what is being laced under those labels? What is being masked under those? What persona are we trying to create when we put those labels and those things on? So this is, and so authenticity says, if authenticity has a voice, it would say, show me your face. For instance, in this example, show me your face without a makeup, without all of those clothes, and I'll love you anyway. Right? So that is on a physical level. On a spiritual level, right? On a spiritual level, people pleasing. We people please in order to get love, right? Where we people please in order, we have to be in a certain way, we have to speak in a certain way, we have to behave in a certain way in order to be accepted, versus actually, I don't feel like being this person today. I don't feel I want to be this today. And I'm speaking my truth. I'm being who I want to be. This is what I want to be. I don't want this. Not because they told me to be this, but I just want to be my true and authentic self. To speak, say, express that true self without the fringes of attachment to it. Without, oh, maybe I could, or yes. Because when you people please, when you say yes to another, you are saying no to yourself. We are saying no to self. And if we keep doing that enough, saying yes to other people, it comes a time where you feel the animosity because you're not getting anything back. You feel like you're giving, but you're not getting anything back. You're getting anything back by being your true self in that
By
scenario.
being your true self, you have to always be honest with yourself.
Exactly. The honesty, number one. How many of us, I made a post the other day and I said, if I ask people, what can you list what you love? How long will it take for people to list themselves? And this is one of the biggest things because we've been programmed that the more you do for people, you get. It's a conditioned love. The more we do for people, the more you get. So it takes me doing something in order to get something, versus authenticity says you just have to be yourself. You don't need to do in order to get, right? You just need to be and receive.
Just being is enough.
Yes, just being our true self. And being that true and authentic self, it also exposes two things. It exposes people who are for you because they like what you are doing to them or giving to them, not necessarily loving you. And when you stop what you are doing for them or giving to them, you become an object of dislike. If you stop doing what you are doing for them, if they can't get to you, authenticity is a very, very, when you express your authenticity in a current and modern day society, you are viewed as a very dangerous person. Because why? Authenticity is the domain of the soul and spirit, and no individual can control the soul and the spirit, and therefore you are seen as a dangerous person, as too much. That's where you see all of the labels coming out. Because why? You are no longer answering to the diktats from the external. You are listening to yourself and doing what you love. That's authenticity.
Makes complete sense.
And this is the, and we are all here to express embody, and be our true self. This is the purpose. When people are saying, oh, what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose in life? You know, is it to go and build the biggest machine to fly the skies? Or is it to, your purpose is to express your truth. That is simple. Because it's so simple, it's hard for people to accept.
I
Spirit
think
is
that's
for
very true. I think that is very true.
spirit
That is
is
very
for
true.
spirit is for expansion. Spirit is for expansion always. And if you're not expanding, you're contrasting.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very, very simplistic example that I can give. It's just like taking a breath. When you take a breath, you expand, you grow. When you are in an environment that supports you, you grow. When you're in an environment that truly love and support you, the individual, the person, the woman becomes, you can see the glow. You can see
It's very true.
it's beautiful, the beauty. You can see the beauty in and out, the beauty that no makeup can can trump. No makeup can actually um, mirror that type of beauty, and the essence of the individual begins to shine through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this is part of this is my own mission to expand, to express my own soul expression, my true authentic self, and to help others if they want to on that path as well.
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely here for it.